Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shalini Vajjhala.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shalini Vajjhala, and I'm the founder and CEO of Refocus Partners. And I wanted to start with a story today. And that story is about the city of LA. In July of this year, there was a water main break in LA. This should be a video, so I wonder if the tech group can cue it up. This was a water main that was 93 years old that in July of this year opened up into a 15-foot sinkhole and poured 10 million gallons of water into UCLA's campus. This is what it looks like when we don't maintain our infrastructure assets. So now I want you to imagine this kind of damage in the millions of dollars to UCLA, and a picture if you were trying to plan for this kind of challenge, because this is the same result you get after a major storm. So anticipating this is actually what we try to do. And the absence of this is what resilience looks like. So I'm going to talk to you today about an initiative called Reinvest, which is a 2-year Rockefeller Foundation-supported experiment in building public-private partnerships for resilient infrastructure. And what we do is look at exactly what you saw in the UCLA images and try to figure out if you can actually flood parking garages on purpose to protect people and save high-value assets in the surrounding neighborhoods. And when you do that, how can your parking facilities help subsidize and pay for your flood protection? So we innovate by putting together SWAT teams of engineers, lawyers, renegade finance experts, and policy experts to actually develop and design solutions for resilient and sustainable infrastructure at a citywide scale. This initiative was started with 8 cities. We ran a competition for cities across the US, and up on the screen you see that we're working all the way from Hoboken to Honolulu. Every one of our cities has volunteered to go to Honolulu to help them with their problems. And Honolulu has graciously accepted. We work with these cities by basically putting the focus on integrated design and finance. So what does that mean? We look across whole systems and networks to capture costs and benefits in multiple sectors. So that means repurposing parking garages for flood protection. We also need to reframe success so you think about success as something that hasn't happened. This is incredibly important. For a politician, what this means is the first year you're applauded, the second year your budget is cut, and the third year you lose your job. Because success is something that doesn't happen when it comes to resilience. So what we do is we actually go through a design and finance process and think about how every system we design can help someone in a city save money. And then we look at how you contract with them to capture those savings up front before you build a project. This is incredibly important. Focusing on where cities are losing money now makes the problem about now, not about resilience in the future. So let me give you a quick overview. What we do is take all the messy needs of cities and we connect the dots to the silos that city governments work in and turn them into the layers that investment banks care about. This is the equivalent of going from your idea of a dream house to a blueprint to a mortgage document. And the way we work on this is by combining structures. So the parking garage was not an isolated example. This is actually a drawing from the city of Hoboken that we've been working with Hoboken on. And it's a proposal for a parking garage that holds 10 million gallons of combined sewer overflows, 300 parking spaces, and 1 million gallons of water on the surface in green infrastructure. So think soccer fields that are basically sponges. The frame around this project is such that the entire project was designed so that the parking fees can help cover the city's costs and make money after the initial investment period is done. The city's moving forward with this as a competitive procurement, hopefully in the early part of next year. So these aren't idealized discussions about what resilience can look like. They're actual blueprints and projects and the basis for competitive bids. Miami Beach, another one of our partner cities, is at the forefront of climate change. This is a picture of Miami Beach's seawalls, where we realized that Miami Beach has 63 miles of seawall that wrap around all their channels and islands. And the only viable engineering solutions that are available to the city involve building a new system on the outside of their existing seawalls. Well, what does that mean? That means you're adding land to the best real estate on the eastern seaboard, the most expensive real estate on the eastern seaboard, which makes it possible to finance seawall upgrades through tax increment finance and insurance savings. All of this was part of our engineering design process. In a city like Milwaukee, we're looking at sites for real estate development that we can actually showcase resilient infrastructure. I want you to picture an IKEA showroom for resilience. So what does resilience look like? We have no idea. We know what it doesn't look like. This is a site in Milwaukee that's actually going to be used to demonstrate systems that convert wastewater to energy and a number of other technologies so utilities can actually shop for resilient solutions in other cities. We know what innovative finance looks like. And every time we started one of these projects through Reinvest, we heard from everyone that it was too complicated. It was really impossible. Investors need simple cash flows. No one would ever want to build a parking garage that held water. How would we possibly do that? And each time we had to laugh because there are such great examples of what we do. And they're all focused on integration. So we integrate, we iterate, and we innovate. And I know all of you can imagine where we have examples of this in other parts of our lives. And we carry them around in our pockets every day. So my call is to all of you as designers and to the folks at MAS for the great work that they do to actually not be afraid of financing. Designers are going to be better about thinking about financial solutions than investors will ever be about designing our cities. And we need to be really thoughtful about this. So as you design projects, I encourage you strongly to think about not only what value your projects create, but who they help save money in the long term. Thank you very much.